Good evening and welcome to Optimized Hardware. It's October 8th, and this tech news is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about a question I've been asked a lot in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Do I upgrade my PC, or is it a good time to build a gaming PC? And that's a two-part question there, and there's multiple answers. So yes and no. It depends on what group you fall in. So the first group is going to be your beginner group that just wants to build a gaming PC right now, and they want to get up and running, and they want a decent rig, and they're on a limited budget. If you're on a limited budget and you want a decent PC that can play 1080p or 1440p, it's an excellent time to build a rig for many reasons. A, there's a lot of stuff out there that's about to be last season's hardware that's going to go on sale, which is already on sale. So if you have a decent monitor with a decent refresh rate and you want just to play Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever, your AAA games, you can build something right now for a very reasonable price. $1,500 can build you a decent PC right now that can play pretty much any game out there with no issues whatsoever. Personal recommendations would be sales. The sales are happening right now. So Micro Center, if you've got one near you, you've got great package deals. You can't go wrong. Good examples of CPUs that are extremely friendly on the pocket right now would be the 12600K, the 12600KF, the 12700K, and they don't have any of those instability issues that Intel was, it's had with 13th, 14th gen. On the Ryzen side, you've got the 5800X 3D, you've got the 5800X, which is selling for like $127 right now, which is a remarkable deal. I've even seen like the 5900X, which wasn't like great for gaming, but it's still a good CPU with a lot of cores. And if you want to do work and gaming, it's a great setup with some 3600 megahertz RAM and a decent B550 board. You can't go wrong, and the stuff's going really, really cheap. On the Intel side, you've got Z690 that's selling extremely affordable right now, and Z790s that you can get great deals on, and they go on sale all the time. Now, for the other group, if you are on the group, I guess, that I would sit in, and you're on a high-end build, you're on a custom loop, whatever, and you're really an enthusiast, you're an overclocker, you like to tinker, wait. Right now, wait. Don't buy anything. Don't buy a card. Don't buy a motherboard. Unless you know what you're doing, you know what you want, and it's just for a certain purpose. But if it's your main rig and you want the best of the best, the 50 series is going to drop. I assume that everything will be out and available by January. And I think availability will be good because they're filtering out all the 40 series stuff. So you're not going to be able to get a 4090 unless it's on the used market. And the prices have gotten a little inflated. They're about $200 or $300 more than they were a couple months ago, where they were flooding in the market, but they stopped die production. So the other issue is there's guys like me that are on a custom loop. I can buy a card, but nobody's making a water block just yet, and I'll have to wait for that to come out. So when I buy it and test it on release day, I'll have to put it on a test bench and see what it does with a decent cooler and everything else. I can't put it in my main rig, and I'll have to change my whole main rig because I will probably be switching to one of the new CPUs when they come out as well, and have to change the whole platform. So that being said, I wouldn't waste $2,000 or $1,800 on a 4090 when the 50 series is about to drop, and they're quoting that it's going to be 35 to 45% gain in performance, and it's a 32 gig card. So that's the most VRAM we've ever seen out of any card. So with that being said, and look, Radeon's also said, like AMD has said, we're not trying to compete with Nvidia on the high end. We're making budget cards. So for people on the budget side, just want a great gaming PC, you got a lot of options there with AMD, and you have plenty of options with Nvidia as well, because I think the 4070 Supers are pretty polluted out there on the market right now. So it's probably the best choice is for us to all just hang tight and wait for 50 series to drop and see what the improvement is. I think what's going to happen with the 50 series is that there's a lot of talk about it's going to need 2 power connectors and you're going to need a new power supply and all these other things. I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll have to see when it drops. There's a lot of rumors going around and people already buying like PSUs that have like, 2 12-volt high power connectors. I wouldn't do that just yet. My PSU had 2 connectors from the get. It's a 1600 watt power supply. So I see that, some of the companies were already prepping for this, or maybe they were trying to make a power supply for like a dual PC system. But I don't think that's going to be a necessity right now to just jump on the bandwagon and flip out and buy a power supply in advance. Just wait. Let's see what the 50 series does. 40 series was actually a lot more power efficient than I thought. And everybody's been talking about Blackwell and, the rumors. So that's why this week's tech news, I didn't want to go into all the regurgitated news that's been just the same news for the last couple months. And I was kind of ahead of the game on some of the tech tubers. I saw that, I'm talking about stuff 2 weeks before they did. Which is fine. And, I know they need to do their work, and they're a lot more brushed and a lot more edited. But as far as buying a PC or buying any kind of hardware upgrade or a PC right now, it's probably a good time to wait if you're on the high-end enthusiast side. It's an excellent time to buy if you are on the beginner side and you just want a gaming PC that, does everything you want and kicks butt. 40 series and the last gen CPUs were excellent. So I was really happy with all the performance in the last year of everything I've built, whether it was AMD or Intel, good stuff. I know there was some problems with 13th and 14th gen that people had. I didn't experience any issues. I never left the BIOS stock. I always adjusted everything. I feel really bad for anybody that did have issues. Hopefully Intel's taking care of you and getting that RMA'd. I do suspect that the next gen Intel is going to be rather good. I think they need to hit something out of the park. So I think they're going to bring their power down and the performance is going to stay right around where it was. I'm sure there's going to be a little decrease in performance, seeing that they're bringing the power down so much. But let's see what happens. They might surprise us. I don't think they're going to be any cheaper than usual. I do believe that the leaks are accurate on the pricing. But at the same time, I think AMD and Intel hopefully have a good fight this time around. And, it's competitive and it brings some pricing down for us to buy things at a reasonable price. And we'll see what happens. That's pretty much where I stand on all of that. Notable mentions, again, if you want a budget build right now, my go-to combo has been the 4070 or 4070 Super, with either you can run AMD or Intel, but a 12700K or a 5800X is going to give you great gaming performance for 99% of the games that you're going to play. And I think everything will be playable on that platform with decent RAM, a decent motherboard, a good case with airflow. And there's so many good cases out there right now. There's so many affordable power supplies out there right now. It's a buyer's market. So if you're just wanting a PC to do a specific thing, like just play video games, you're not worried about video editing or having the highest clocks or just the best performance, go buy one. Go buy a PC. Go build one yourself. Do it yourself. It's a lot of fun. And I think right now that's the best advice that anyone can give, is just to hang tight and wait if you're on the enthusiast side. And if you're just a gamer and you want to build something cool, knock yourself out. There's a lot of good deals. Just shop around, see what's out there. Prime Day is coming up. I think it's today and tomorrow. They have the 8th and 9th, a lot of sales. So it's a perfect time to go shopping. And I was pretty shocked at some of the prices I saw. So you really got to dig around and see what you find. But that's what I would do at the moment. If you're on the high end side, hang tight. If you're a beginner, lots of options and you're not worried about the best of the best, you just want a really good gaming PC, there's plenty out there. My son's rig is rather affordable setup, and I slowly upgraded him, but he's on a B550 with a 5800X 3D. He's got a 4070 Super. He's got a really nice case with a lot of fans and all the RGB. He's super happy with it, and that's all he plays is first-person shooters, and he loves it. It's a great little PC for him, and he's been super happy. My main builds that I build all the time are on 4070, 4070 Supers, and 4070 Ti's. I do some AMD builds on the card side of things, and I was selling a lot of these to people, the 7800X 3D, which is great, but right now the price on these is $500 for the CPU, which a month ago you could get these in bundle deals at Micro Center, and this was $300. So that's a graphics card right there. So I would not do that. I would not buy that CPU right now unless you get a really good deal on it. I would hang tight and wait for the next release of the 3D chip that was supposed to be released, or have a release date coming out soon, and they've pushed it back. It's coming. I'm sure it'll be really good. hang tight. You know, if you want to upgrade platforms at that point, go ahead, but do not buy this at scalper prices. It's insane that like retailers are selling this at an insane price, and they're just not out there anywhere right now. So that's my best advice I can give at the moment. Would be to do that, is just hang tight if you're on the high end, and if you're a beginner, go ahead and build your gaming PC and enjoy it. And that's really all I have to say. All right, fellow tech enthusiasts, I've rambled on enough about my what I think about this whole situation with all the new hardware releases coming out. Would like to give a big shout out to my our Facebook group, Custom PC Builders. Please come see us, join our group. Lots of information there about, you know, building PCs and hardware and software issues, anything that you have going on that you might need help with. Plenty of members there that would love to help you out, and we'd love to have you in the group and share your builds, show off your stuff, and hopefully we can help you out. And we'd love to see what you have, what your rig looks like. Also, a big shout out to Ugreen again. They've been very supportive of our group, so thank you very much, Ugreen. You make some great products, and we appreciate you very much. And please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me buy new stuff and, you know, new hardware, and I love to test and review. My next video will most likely be on the 50 series launch. If the 5090 drops, I'll be buying it and bench testing it and sharing everything I have to say about it. And probably after that, I'm going to do another budget build tutorial. I'm excited to do that. So everybody out there, have a great evening. I hope you had fun, and we will see you on the next one. Happy shopping or not shopping, depending on where you're at. So, like I said, you high-end guys, hold tight. You budget builders, spend away. Have a great night. Take care. See you next time.